Murphy, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Megan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
FBI investigates claims of sexual assault against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Donnie Jr. gave an interview about who he thinks will be impacted the most by this. Take a look.
Good. I got boys and I got girls. And when I see what's going on right now, it's scary for all things. I mean, I wouldn't want
Who are you scared most for, your son or your daughter?
I mean, right now, I'd say my son. The other problem is that for the people who are real victims of these things, when it is so obviously political in cases like this, it really diminishes the real claims.
What?
Everybody says that Christine Nabazzi was so believable, so incredible, except him. Even his own father said it, yeah, which was amazing.
Well, I mean, it's like, why would well, let's think about it this way. Is he concerned about this happening to his sister? Someone doing something like this to his sister?
Or his brother. Or he's worried about.
You know, or he's worried about his children. His kids are little, I think, 9 and 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you only worry about this for your child if you think your child has these tendencies. If your child is not someone who's assaulting people, it shouldn't be a concern for you.
Not necessarily, though, right? Isn't that the point in a not tactful way he was trying to make? And what I think a lot of people are concerned about today is you could be accused when you've been raised the right way, when you did nothing in that situation. We have countless examples where that has happened.
Yeah, like who?
Well, like the Duke lacrosse players, for example.
Oh, that's one.
But I grew up, I knew stories of that happening, where I had a crazy friend in high school, and she would rally the girls around a guy that she was dating. We all hated that guy, and come to find she was the one that needed serious help. I just think it opens up the conversation to say, evidence matters.
Well,
we should hear women jump and believe before we know.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Abby, is that there is not always forensic evidence in these cases.
I've tried a lot of cases with no forensic evidence, and it's just a woman's story and a man's story, and you have to determine who is credible. I will say this, he's working from the wrong premise. He's working from the premise that Dr. Ford is falsely accusing Brett Kavanaugh. And when you look at the stats, and I think it's really important for people to educate themselves, as you know, again, rape is the least reported crime in the country, and on top of that, less than 2%, it's about 2% of those allegations are false. So when you look at it statistically, it's very rare for a false accusation to have been made, except when it's a black boy, because generally black men, although 13% of the population in prison that are innocent is about 43%.
Well, she didn't accuse, Dr. Ford didn't accuse him of rape, though.
No, it's attempt rape. Yes, it's attempt rape. That's what she's accusing him of.
That's what she's saying. And to this point, we still don't have hard evidence on either side.
And you're not going to have it. You're not going to have hard evidence. This is a conversation we've been having for months, and talking about the fact that being open to the fact that you need to do the investigative work. That's why I say women need to come forward. You need to designate 3 people you can go to. If anything ever happens, have 3 people you can tell. Right. You have to have something where you can bring somebody along with you and say, I told her. And this is my corroborating witness. This did not come out of the blue. We are finding that everybody says, well, you know, this happened so long ago. We didn't do a rape kit. We didn't do this. But to me, when he's saying he's worried, you know, I worry about a lot of things. I worry about crazy people saying crazy things. You talked about black kids. Tell me what this means. Conservative commenter Ann Coulter bemoaned the snickering at white men in her syndicated column. She insisted there's never been a more pacific, and I think she was trying to say passive, but it says pacific, less rapey creature than the white male of Western European descent.
I never know what Ann Coulter's talking about. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand anything that she says.
You know exactly what she's saying here. What does this mean?
I have no idea.
Really? There has never been a more or less rapey creature than the white male of Western European descent. Who does that leave?
So white men just don't attack women?
I guess so. Let's forget about
that's just crazy talk. I mean,
but it's crazy talk to me. Don Jr.'s crazy talk, but it's crazy talk that gets traction. And the point is, is that victim blaming?
Well, it's fascinating that in the middle of this Me Too moment that we're in, and you're giving statistics about how many women are sexually assaulted or worse, Donnie Jr. finds a way to find himself and his gender as the victim.
Yeah.
I mean, this takes real creativity.
It really does.
And by the way, Ann Coulter is more of a bad comedian than a commentator. I don't believe anything she says. She says the craziest thing.
She does say the craziest things, but this is
she's implying that white men
don't
rape.
do this.
Don't do this.
And if you know anything about history, we know that does happen. White men have been known. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Not all black men rape. Not all white men rape. But yeah. You know?
Well, people like that should, if you're going to say something as crazy as that, I don't think that should have a platform. I don't think that people should be rallying behind that cause. I will say, raising a daughter today, I'm actually happy that she will be raised or grow up in a time when she can feel more comfortable to speak. If she's in a work environment and something happens to her, we didn't have that.
You know what I thought?
And so that does give me confidence.
I thought that's what I was raising my daughter in.
Yeah.
Because we fought for that. We've spent years trying to get women to come forward and talk about what happened to them. We spent years trying to make sure that every woman knew that she was cherished among her own kind. And then suddenly, we have slipped backwards and have to remind women that we have to stand together if there's an issue. And wherever you work, if you work at Mickey D's, if you work at a restaurant, if you work anywhere, you should have a designated group of women you can go to so everybody knows what's happening. Because the fact that you don't tell each other, we don't say to each other, listen, this has been happening to me and I'm really upset about it, is part of the problem.
Yeah.
So we have to find those women that stand with us and say, listen, we're going to go in and say to you, if your name comes up 5 or 6 times as somebody who is touchy-feely with women, we're going to come in en masse and say, don't do this again. Or we're going to tell the bosses and you're out. See, there has to be something that says we're not playing with you. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, no, that you're saying strength in numbers too.
Strength in numbers.
And that's
I'm just saying that most people, I think, identify with themselves, you know?
Yes.
So in these situations, men are going to feel like, oh my God, what if a woman falsely accused me?
Yes.
And then so that's
Which
why
does
they...
happen.
It
does
happens.
happen.
But it's very, very rare. And I really think
So, but
people
if
need
that
to
were your
educate
son,
themselves on the
Sonny, if
numbers.
that were your son and you raised him the right
Well,
way.
it's more likely to be my son because he's a black boy, and 47% of people that are in jail are wrongfully convicted.
But I can only imagine as a mom.
Okay, so here's the deal. We do have to take the break now because we've come to that very precipice.
Okay.
Now, we might be able to come back and finish this conversation.
okay.
We'll be back.
Later, rewriting history? Why Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke says he's ashamed of his past comments about women. But should he be? With Les Moonves out at CBS, one of his accusers, actress Ileana Douglas, comes forward in her first television interview today. What will she say to the women of The View? Then Thursday, she was married to R. Kelly. They have 3 children together. And now, Andrea Kelly speaks out about what she describes as an abusive marriage. 2 powerful interviews at the place to be heard. This week on The View on ABC.
I love you, basement guest bathroom. Your privacy makes you my #1 place to go #2. I love you, but sometimes you stink. Febreze Air Effects doesn't just mask, it cleans away odors. Because the things you love the most can stink. And try Febreze Small Spaces to clean away odors for up to 30 days. Breathe happy with Febreze. When you're moved by nature's powerful energy, you thrive. Nature Valley.
I started smoking when I was 16. Now I have end-stage COPD. My tip is, if you keep smoking, your freedom may only go as far as your oxygen tube.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you'll find solutions in sizes from chairs to love seats, to sofas, to sectionals. So you'll have a well-designed family room, no matter what size your family is. Announcing the Lazy Boy Columbus Day sale. Come in to find great deals on recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. Plus, you'll get 0% interest until January 2021. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is how your tears roll, little guy. Lucky you're rocking your Huggies, because, sorry, ladies, that's no smile. That's him doing his business.
Huggies Little Movers, our best fitting diaper that fits like a hug. Hug on.
Emerge restored, replenished, fortified. Emerge every day with Emergen-C, packed with B vitamins, electrolytes, antioxidants, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge and see.
I think of all the times when I've had to put on a brave face as I struggle to hide my symptoms of depression. I'm on an antidepressant. Why do I still have depression symptoms? I didn't want to let people down, so I hid my real feelings behind a mask. Enough. No more. That's when I talked to my doctor. Really talked. I stopped saying, "Oh, I'm fine," and told her about living behind the mask. That's when she told me about Rexulti. She said that Rexulti, when added to an antidepressant, has been proven to help reduce symptoms of depression, without giving up any of the progress I may have made with my antidepressant.
Rexulti is not for everyone. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior, worsening depression, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in those 24 and younger. Elderly dementia patients taking Rexulti have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion to address a possible life-threatening condition, or if you have uncontrollable muscle movements, as these may be permanent. Rexulti has been shown to increase blood sugar in some people. Other risks are increased cholesterol, weight gain, unusual urges or compulsive behaviors, decreased white blood cells, which can be serious, dizziness on standing, seizures, trouble swallowing, and impaired judgment or motor skills.
It was time to change the picture. That's why I talked to my doctor about adding Rexulti.
Feel better about facing the world. Pay $0 for your first prescription. Details at Rexulti.com.
Millions were captivated by ABC's new hit drama, A Million Little Things.
We are the band of dads.
It's gut punch awesome.
Gives everything to everyone.
And with so many emotional twists and turns, be sure to have those tissues handy.
Can you tear me off a tiny sheet?
Here comes the WrestleMania! If you missed one of the season's best new shows, catch the premiere episode encore tonight, 10/9 Central.
Like her.
And see an all-new A Million Little Things tomorrow on ABC.
If you're Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and you've got the most anticipated movie of the season, where do you go first thing in the morning?
Robin Michael George, I love you.
Tomorrow, Bradley Cooper, Robin Roberts. Friday, Lady Gaga, Michael Strahan. 2 big mornings, only on GMA.
There's been an explosion. The firefighters trapped.
I think she's still somewhere inside the building.
So is my husband.
Wasn't supposed to be like this.
You can still view your deal and make a difference. Get to viewyourdeal.com now, because we partnered with vendors for at least half off products from companies that support breast cancer initiatives.
Welcome back. So, you know who was his usual charming self when he called on ABC News correspondent Cecilia Vega yesterday during a Rose Garden press conference. Watch the clip.
Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
Good.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, God. What'd you think of that exchange?
I mean, I immediately texted Cecilia Vega, who's a friend of mine, and she was not pleased with the exchange. And she clearly heard "you're not thinking," And everybody around her heard the same thing. And anybody that knows Cecilia is, not only is she a really smart person, she's a thinking person, she's an incredible journalist. And